I am not ready to die. I don't want to die, and to be frank, I don't want to live with death hanging over me, nor should you. I'm Dr. Harry Black. I've been a general surgeon for more than 36 years and have treated over 2,000 patients with different types of cancer. Over that time, I've performed more than 15,000 surgeries, as well as cared for over 75,000 individuals. I want to speak to you today not as the surgeon I've been, but as the unexpected cancer patient that I became. I never imagined I would develop prostate cancer myself. I'm certain many of you feel the same way. It's an unreal thing to hear, you have cancer. I was the doctor used to being the one giving the diagnosis, not the one receiving it. It was in that instant, the one where I was diagnosed, that I began to view the entire world of cancer treatment and prevention differently. I took a deep breath and made a firm commitment. I would not go down without a fight. I was not ready to go down at all. If you are between 45 and 70 years old, there's something you need to hear. In 2025, more than 2 million new cancer cases will be diagnosed in the United States. I'm sharing this to inform you, and yes, it is scary as heck. Because what I've learned is that cancer is not just something that happens to you, it's a process, one that can be slowed, stopped, and in many cases prevented through understanding and action. I want to show you how to turn your body into what I call a preventative machine. If you or someone you love has ever been told you have cancer, you know that the world stops in that instant. Fear takes over. You start imagining every possible outcome, most of them bad. You think about your family, your husband or wife, your children, and your unfinished dreams. Time stands still for 1 second and then speeds up so fast that you can barely breathe. For many, that fear begins long before a diagnosis, in every blood test, every biopsy, every what if. You've seen your friends endure chemotherapy, radiation therapy, hormone therapy, or surgery, and you've watched what it can do to them. You've probably told yourself you hope it never happens to you. Please know that hope is not a strategy, especially when it comes to cancer. I know those thoughts. I've lived them. When I was told I had prostate cancer, I felt that same fear rise in my chest, and I knew I had two choices: surrender to it or study it. In that moment, everything changed, and it showed me that the power to heal, the power to prevent, comes from understanding what's really happening inside our bodies, long before the disease ever shows up on a scan. Traditional medicine, the world I practiced in for decades, focuses almost entirely on treatment: chemotherapy, radiation therapy, hormone therapy, immunotherapy. These are powerful tools, yes, but they come after the fact. They fight cancer once it already exists. What is rarely discussed is how to stop cancer from developing in the first place. No one ever sat me down in medical school and said, "Harry, nutrition is cancer prevention. A healthy diet for cancer prevention, rich in fruits and vegetables, antioxidants, and whole foods, can dramatically lower the risk of many cancers, including breast cancer, prostate cancer, and colorectal cancer." Exercise and cancer prevention are deeply linked. Regular movement, muscle building, and oxygenation improve immune strength and cellular repair. And let's talk about the immune system itself. It's our body's greatest natural defense, yet the foods we eat, the stress we carry, and the toxins in our environment weaken it daily. Over 90% of all cancers are driven not by faulty genes, but by faulty metabolism. As crazy as this sounds, our lifestyle generates the metabolism in many cases that helps cancer start growing and to thrive. When your cells stop using energy efficiently because of sugar, processed foods, lack of exercise, high insulin levels, and chronic inflammation, they are put into an environment which causes chronic disease and can lead to cancer. Autoimmune disorders, and especially cancer, require something different. They require you to look at the whole system, not just the tumor, but the terrain in which it grows. When we restore metabolic balance, when we use food for cancer prevention, when we move, rest, and nourish properly, we stop fueling the disease process. This is where real prevention begins. After going through cancer treatment myself, I knew there had to be a better way, a way to teach people to prevent what I had faced. That search led me to create a 6-month cancer resistance program, a structured, science-based process that combines advanced metabolic testing, individualized nutrition, lifestyle guidance, and mentorship. This is not a theory. Every element, from fasting for cancer prevention to plant-based diets, supplements, and repurposed pharmaceuticals like metformin, is supported by peer-reviewed research. We focus on building cellular resilience, repairing the immune system, improving the microbiome, and creating a healthy environment where disease simply cannot easily take root. Our participants don't enter as patients, they enter as candidates. Each person begins with an initial screening by my team, followed by a candidate consultation with me. This ensures that you're truly ready to change your diet, ready to move, ready to commit to your health. It determines that you have made the decision to be in control rather than acquiesce to the outcome. I'd seen the fear in my patients' eyes for years. Now is my turn. I underwent a radical robotic prostatectomy. My PSA dropped to undetectable. I hoped I wouldn't have to do anything else. But 18 months later, my PSA crept back up. The cancer had returned and it had spread to my lymph nodes. I started hormone therapy and began searching earnestly for other ways of dealing with cancer. That's when I found studies showing that natural compounds like graviola could inhibit prostate cancer cells. Research hidden from everyday search results because it wasn't approved. I met other doctors like Dr. Paul Merrick who were pioneering this integrative approach. I began taking several of these repurposed medications myself. Now, more than 2 years later, without further treatment, I remain cancer-free, and I feel healthier at 71 than I did at 35. That experience gave me a mission to help others take control of their health before they ever hear the words, "You have cancer." The 6-month cancer resistance program follows 3 powerful stages. Month 1, I call Explore. We begin with comprehensive testing, blood work that maps your metabolism, hormone levels, and inflammation, and stool tests that reveal your gut microbiome. Together, we uncover exactly where you are today. You'll meet your personal concierge, a wellness guide who helps you integrate every step into your daily life. Months 2 through 5, Enhance. This is where transformation happens. We rebuild the body through diet and lifestyle. You'll learn what to eat for cancer prevention, whole foods, antioxidant-rich fruits and vegetables, and the best diet for cancer prevention suited to your unique metabolism. You'll discover how exercise and movement become medicine, how supplements support your immune system, and how fasting, hydration, and sleep accelerate recovery. Each week I meet with you personally, not as your surgeon, but as your mentor, to ensure you stay on track. Month 6, Restore. We retest your blood and microbiome to measure progress, and then create your personal prevention roadmap for the next year, reducing inflammation, optimizing energy, and locking in the habits that make you resilient for life. Through these 6 months, you're never alone. You are guided, supported, and seen. You've just learned about the foundation of my 6-month cancer resistance program, and now the choice is yours. You can wait and hope, or you can act now and become part of a new generation of men and women who are redefining what prevention really means. This is not an open enrollment program. It's a selective process for people who are ready to change their lives. If you feel called to this, your first step is simple. Schedule your initial screening call with my team. If accepted, you'll have a candidate consultation directly with me. Together, we'll map out your personal plan for cancer prevention and long-term wellness. This is your moment. Don't wait for a diagnosis to decide that your health matters. Click below to schedule your screening. Let's turn fear into action, uncertainty into understanding, and prevention into power. Because you are not powerless. You are a candidate for transformation.